Everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. It's Venus from Venus Rising Tarot, and today we have another pick a card reading for you today. So today's reading is all about your person's next actions towards you. So we're breaking it down by looking at their immediate actions, so what's coming up in the immediate future, what their medium-term actions will be, and what their long-term actions will be. And to help us with our piles, so I've pre-shuffled some oracle message, which will sort of serve as the basis of our energy check-ins. Um, and then we will go into a bit of a you versus them sort of spread to check in on the connection to make sure that you've picked the right pile. And then we will look to their actions in the immediate future, the medium term, and the long term, before closing with some messages from your person. So if that sounds all right, then we will get into the pile selection. So today we have three piles to choose from, as always. Pile number one with the gorgeous sunstone. Ooh, see if it focuses. Pile number two with the red jasper. And pile number three with, I believe this is an angel quartz. So, as always, please take all the time that you need. Pause the video here. Remember to pick with your intuition. Take some deep breaths. And without further ado, I will see you in your piles. Hi, pile number threes. Welcome to your reading. So, you chose this gorgeous angel quartz. At least this is what we're calling it for the purposes of today's reading. As a brief recap, today we're going to be going over your person's next actions towards you. So, by your person, I mean the person on your mind. Uh, it could be most likely I'm going to be reading for romantic connections. So, that is the intention that I set for love based readings. I will try and give interpretations for more platonic connection if that's not your vibe and you still want to join us today, which, thank you so much. But the intention is to go over romantic connections. As I said in the beginning, this will serve as a basis of your energy check. Pull a very brief person A, person B style to again check in to make sure that you have the right pile. And then we will move into the reading and look at their short, medium, and long term actions towards you. So, what's happening next? What I want to advise is that while I'm shuffling the cards, set the intention for what time periods you'd want the short, medium, and long term. As a general guide, like short term could be anywhere from, today to 3 months. Medium term could be more from the 3 to 9 month category. And longer term could be like 10 months plus as a guide, but again, set the intention however you want to and however resonates with you, because this is your reading. And I'm trying to think if there are any other messages. Nope. If I forget anything, we will pick it up as we go in. I'm just going to set this. Oh, no, scratch my table. Just going to set this here. I'm going to pull some tarot cards to do your energy check in. So, Spirit, can you please what is the energy of person A towards this connection? And what is the energy of person B towards this connection? What is their connecting energy? Okay. So I have lost some nails, but we're gonna persevere because they're in a place that I can't move right now, reach right now. So for your energy check-in, you have pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. And then for persons A, you have strength. For person B, we have the Queen of Cups. And for the connecting energy, we have the Five of Cups. Okay, the Five of Cups in reverse. Okay, so with the base energy being pay attention to the red flags, I am getting the sense that for the overwhelming majority of you, this is a relationship that it could be an ex or somebody that you recently separated from or had a conflict with. Um, and you are right now, like probably both of you in an energy of assessing the connection and if this is sort of like the right step for you at this time. With the Five of Cups in reversed for your connecting energy, what I am getting is that there's an energy of one or both of you feeling ready to move on or walk away. So the Five of Cups in is typically associated with like sadness and loss and despair. And it's feeling that you want to move away from that energy and potentially move away from this connection. Because it really does feel like there's been like a breaking point that's happened at this moment in time. Um, for person A, in terms of strength, it seems like for the most part, they are, it's really this person is most in the energy of moving on and moving away, if I'm being completely honest. So again, for the energy check-in, this is the part I forgot. If you can pick persons, I'm going to read for person A and person B. As long as you resonate with one, if you resonate with both, there may be some signs of mirroring. But if you don't see your energy at all, then I would pick another pile, or perhaps today is not your reading. So for strength, I really feel like it's really about the strength to move on, and particularly with, I believe this is a scarab. It really feels like they're really trying to go up, up, and away, um, and move on from this connection. And this is kind of like they're very much trying to, they're at the door. They've packed up. Um, it's really about the courage to take that next step. And they're in this energy of trying to do what's best for them at this present moment in time. With the Queen of Cups energy, for person B, what I am really feeling is that this person has given a lot to the connection. Um, Queen of Cups is always signifies like a divine feminine energy for me. Very much a giving, from a place of abundance. I'm really drawn to the way that this Queen of Cups is symbolized and this sort of like reflective like energy, where they're in this moment of pause that they've given, and it's sort of like aligning themselves with their intuition around, am I pouring into something that has not been pouring into me? And that seems to be the main question. And so we kind of have a situation where one or both parties aren't really sort of future focused in terms of the connection and sort of bringing things back together, but are more so focused in terms of themselves and what their next steps are which can be a really healthy place to be in for this type of separation energy. So if any of these messages resonate with you or feels like a situation that you want to hear about, then we're going to get into the next part of the reading, which will be about your person's next um, actions towards you. Let me move these. Pay attention to the red flags. This deck. What is pile number three's person? Next actions for them, short term. What is pile number three's actions for them in the medium term? And what is pile number three's person's actions towards them in the long? So for the short term, remember, I want you to set the intention right now about which time frames you want these to apply for. So remember, this is short term, this is medium term, and this is long term. So for the short term, we've got the Ace of Wands in reverse. For the medium term, we have the Nine of Swords. And for the long term, we have the Chariot. Just give me a moment because I want to reflect on the cards. Okay. So to start off for the short term, I'm not overall seeing a lot of movement towards the connection. Um, so in the immediate future, it doesn't really feel like anything's happening. The Ace of Wands in reverse. The Ace of Wands can symbolize like, sudden movement, you know, sort of an opportunity or offer coming in, one that's marred by passion. And it kind of feels like that flame has died out a little bit. And this person is really just hitting a pause. I think at one point, why the Ace of Wands in the reverse is because I think that they had the intention of setting, of moving forward, and they had the intention of offering you something. Um, with the Ace of Wands in reverse, they've decided to hit pause on whatever that offer to you might have been. Um, and I don't want to get into what that offer might have been just because I don't think it's useful and it can be, quite painful if that's not the energy. But I think right now this person has really just decided to hit pause, will continue to hit pause and is in starting to reflect upon what is it that they were offering, what is it that they were seeking to build. Like I'm particularly drawn to this castle in the background. Where they're thinking about, okay, what was it that I had the intention of building, and is this the right move for me? With the Nine of Swords in reverse, it seems like in the medium term there is this intention for a break. It's not necessarily a permanent break, because I think when we get into the long term, we can talk about the what's sort of on the horizon, but for the medium term and for the foreseeable future, the Nine of Swords again is this energy of overthinking, of, despair, similar to the Five of Cups, reaching like a breaking point, being very cerebral. And what the Nine of Swords, I think, in this context is calling us to do is to prioritize our peace of mind. And I think this is again like a message from spirit to you as well. It's not just about what your person is doing, but it's about you and, your future, and making sure that in this interim, really reflect on, is this the person I want to be with, and can they offer me everything that I know I deserve? Because I feel like sometimes, and I'm guilty of this too, um, we get so caught in our desire, excitement with somebody that we get caught up in like the love story, the idea of the love story, and not necessarily like what that person has in offer for us. And sometimes it's not really about like what is tangible and what, because these things can feel good, but it's more so about like, am I asking the right person? I think spirit sort of like hijack this reading to be like, it doesn't really matter what their scenario is or what their actions are, because they want to make sure that you are really reflecting and thinking about what your options and opportunities are, and being like really honest with yourself about, is this person that you're asking about in this reading, can they actually offer you everything that you want, and need and are prepared for? And I think if you're really honest for it, it's unlikely that this person can reach up to the highest vision of the relationship. And that's not to say that, it's not mutual and there is not work that we can do on ourselves to sort of bring in highest aligned partner. But it's saying where you are, it feels like you're a little bit more ahead of this person and you're a little bit more willing to give than this person is right now. And that kind of imbalance doesn't really lead to a fruitful or harmonious relationship, particularly given that, there's in every relationship, there's going to be ups and downs. And I don't think that that's talks about enough, but particularly where if there's this persistent energy in equilibrium and unequilibrium, in equilibrium, that's what we're going with. Which, with this being the medium term energy, really feels like there has been, and it's been really persistent. And so, what Spirit is asking you to do is to look at everything that you have. And perhaps for some of you, do it from the exercise of your best friend in the world is telling you about their situation, um, and really look through your relationship with that lens and say, if my friend came with this information to me, would I think, you know, this is the best situation that they could be in? Do I, or would I encourage them, because I know how wonderful, amazing my best friend is, to go out and find something um that's better aligned for them, and there's no shame in that. Because sometimes we're just meant to experience people for however long we're meant to experience them. And there's nothing that's a failure. It's not a waste of time. It's just we got to experience them for whatever time period it was. It may not have been the time period that we wanted or the length of time that we wanted, but it doesn't mean that, we didn't learn and we didn't love, and any of that was any less valid just because it wasn't as long as we wanted it to be. So I want you to keep that in mind. And I think that works really well for the long term energy, which is about the chariot. And what the chariot is this beautiful opportunity and potential for the future as it moves forward and moves into the horizon because it really just feels like there's this beautiful unfolding. Whether or not you and this person come back together, I think that's up to you if you answer sort of these questions and you both mutually come up. But what I think Spirit is really saying is that bring this into energy back to yourself, and you both be in this energy, particularly this person as well, as looking to the future and really being like the energy is unfolding, the opportunities are unfolding. I can move into this new period and new chapter uninterrupted. So that was a bit of a heavier reading than was intended, my loves, but we get the messages that, we're that are meant to find us. But I just want you guys to take a deep breath because I know that this isn't necessarily a message that's easy to hear. So, yeah, I want to send you some love. So, to close off today's reading, we're going to go into some messages from your person. And I'm getting the sense that this is coming from your person's higher self. Because, like with any connections, I believe that your 5D knows. So we have, I don't think we can make this better. This is really intense for me, and I don't know how to act. I can't give you what you need. We've had our difficulties, but we can make it work. I believe in us. And there's more to our story, my love. I think, let's do this so it's clear. So I think overall, I would say these three messages are coming from your person's 3D self. I can't give you what you need. I don't think we can make this better. And this is really intense for me, and I don't know how to act. And then these two messages are coming for your person's higher self. And I think it's more so to say that they're hoping that no matter the outcome, that you guys can find a way to still be in each other's lives, whether that's as friends, whether that's as like passing acquaintances, whether that's just as like two people who loved and cared about each other and just keep tabs in not like a weird, stalky way, but in like more like a mutual and like, I just want to know that you're good. And you find all the happiness that's coming to you kind of way. Um, and yeah, thank you so much for letting me read to you. I know this was a bit of a heavier energy, but I hope it brought you the peace and clarity and the guidance that you need. And I don't think that, these messages are anything new to you. I think you've known and had an inkling about this. So this is just spirit coming to confirm what you're thinking and feeling, my love. But thank you again so much for letting me read for you. I hope you have a beautiful day or night whenever you're watching. And please come and join me next time. Bye bye. Hi, Pile Twos. Welcome to your reading. So, today is all about your person's next actions towards you. So, we are going to be looking at the short term, medium term, and long term actions. As a recap, in case you didn't see it in the intro, so this oracle message is going to represent the overall energy of your connection right now. And we'll do a bit of an energy check in going person A and person B, just to make sure that you have the right pile and that you're actually receiving messages for a situation that applies to you and that you want to hear about. And if you hear those messages and you don't resonate with one or both sides, because I'm doing it in a person A, person B sort of format, then there just might not be a message for you in this pile or today's reading. So if you don't resonate with either pile or person A or person B, then I would go back and choose again. Or if you don't resonate with any of them, then today just might not be your reading, my love. And then we will go into the tarot to look at your person's short, medium, and long term actions. I'm leaving this very general and up to you for how you want to define short, medium term, and long term actions in terms of those time frames. So I would set those intentions now for the time periods that you would like to hear about, and I'll do a little reminder before we go into it. And yeah, as guidance, if you're a bit unsure, I would say for me, short term would be anywhere from 0 to 3 months. Um, and then long term, medium term, like 4 to 9 months. And then longer term, 9 months plus. But again, that's just me. You can pick, this is your reading, boo. So you get to pick whichever sort of vibe that you are into. So again, you choose this red jasper. So we'll set that over here. And I will pull some cards for you. So I am losing my nails today. Luckily, they're press-ons. So person A, what is their energy towards this connection? Okay. Person B, what is their energy towards this connection? What is the connecting energy? Okay, that's way too many. What is the connecting energy? All right. Cool. Okay. So suppose we've got reconciliation. Someone from your past is returning to your life. So we've got the Three of Swords in reverse, the Sun for person A, the Two of Cups in the upright, the Lovers in the reverse as the connecting energy. So my pile number twos, what I believe is, or what I feel like the main situation is here, is that there's a new start or a new chapter, and that's sort of like what you feel like there's a new era that you're stepping in with you and your person. So for some of you, it could be that there's more of a reconciliation energy. And this is somebody from your past that you're looking to reintegrate into your life. And then for others of you, it could just be that there is just a new chapter. So it doesn't have to be that there was a real sort of separation, but more of like a temporary, it could have been like a temporary one, or a bit like of an emotional hiccup, or just feeling like you guys have moved into a new era, like I said before. So it could feel like you've recently ascended. So you can be going to casual or more committed, or from a committed partnership to feeling like you're in one where you're now talking about the future. So there's, something that's reigniting in your relationship. And with the Lovers as the connecting energy between the two of you, even though it's in reverse, I'm getting very positive vibes about it, is that there's a new path that you're deciding to sort of walk down. And there's just a big decision to be made about your connection, whether or not, and it's mostly about what's the step to take forward together. And it's in reverse because you guys are just bringing your heads together first to think about what's the what's the logical next step, whereas like our emotional and head, I feel like you guys are trying to be very practical and emotionally minded about it. With person A, with the Sun and the Three of Swords here, this feels like overall a new sort of optimism that's coming through. So with the Three of Swords in the reverse, because Three of Swords in the upright is a lot around like heartbreak and disappointment. and you're out of that energy, and you're in the sun energy, which is really beautiful, which is really about, renewed energy, renewed passion, renewed optimism for what the potential is. It really looks like the visual I'm getting is from like the Lion King, where oh my gosh, I'm blanking on their names, but it's sort of like everything the sun touches is yours. Um, Everything the light touches is yours. It's very much that, feeling of hopefulness for person A. And for person B with the Two of Cups, this is such a sweet energy, where they're feeling that they found their person, and this is sort of an energy and a connection that they really want to invest in and, take forth, and continue to work to move towards, whether or not that is, no matter how challenging it gets. I feel like this person is just, I want to do the good stuff, but I also want to do the bad stuff with you. And I'm really just committed to moving forward in this path that we got have life. So I'm seeing a lot of mirroring energy where there's both this like renewed optimism, um, just general optimism, this general sense of feeling good with this person, and just generally about this connection that's coming through here. So I love that. Move these out of the way. Okay, and let us get into your person's next actions towards you. So again, we're going to be pulling 3 cards, one for the short term, one for the medium term, and one for the long term. So as I'm shuffling the deck, make sure to keep those time frames that you'd like to apply to for you in mind. So for short term, we have, for medium term, we have card just fell. I'm being told not to take reversals, so I won't. And for long term, we have this being told to take 2 cards. So there you go. So I'm nosy, so I'm going to flip them all over at once and we can look at the energy. So for the short term, we have the Empress, then we have the Moon, and then we have the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles. I think this is such beautiful energy. I'm so excited for you because it seems like you're getting what you want. So with the Empress here, what I'm getting here is that there's a little bit of divine intervention because it seems like your spirit guides are also like me and a tad nosy, and really want rooting for you guys and rooting for this connection. And they're going to set up some divine opportunities for that, whether that be some chance meetings or, synchronizing. So again, if like you guys are long distance and you and your partner are both looking for jobs, both happening to get really great job opportunities in an area where you could potentially live together, and that's sparking that kind of, you know, opportunity or event. I'm just so excited, so I'm losing words. But with the Empress being the next energy in the short term, it seems like a real, tangible, and concrete offer is being made to you. So the Empress is all about okay, so only take this message if it applies and if it's what you want, but I would be remiss if I don't say everything that I'm hearing. So I'm getting heavy, heavy fertility vibes. So it could be that the offer is in terms of procreation, in terms of a child, loose. If you don't, want that or you're not ready for that, then I would recommend I'm being very careful at this time because it seems very much on the table. Uh, but for others, like the more loose interpretation is around a family and offering you an offer that will sort of lead to the starting of your family. Something that says, hey, I'm deeply committed to you, I'm deeply committed to us, and I'm deeply committed to this life that we're building together. And in that, I want to start a family with you. And so we're just taking the steps, and it's really like whether that be initiating the conversations about like family planning, about what our next steps are, about, meeting the parents. And it's really coming through with this intention of saying, this is what the next steps are for us, and I want to make this move because it's going to set us up to do this later on. That's very much the energy that I'm getting. So I'd expect something fairly substantial, if I'm being honest. It doesn't really feel like, oh, let me take you out on a date. That could be how they initiate it, but it really feels like the next action is going to be a big offer. For the medium term, we have the moon. So, in this process of building, some people have very mixed emotions about the moon, but I love it. For me, it feels like everything that's hidden is coming to light, and by that, it really just means that you going to come to a place of profound vulnerability and getting to know each other on this deep, deep level. In that, it's just an opportunity to say, I know you and I know your soul. And you know me and you know my soul. And it really feels like we no longer have any more secrets. It feels like we've taken the brave and courageous step forward to say, this is all of me, this is all of you. And I love and accept you no matter what. And it feels like, again, that's being carried through by having this very tangible offer to say, okay, we're not going to hold back. It's no holds bar. We're bringing everything to the table because we're really committed to each other and to our shared vision of the future. That's what I like with these little wolves. I'm just loving your energy. I'm smiling. You can't see me, but I'm smiling. And with the long-term intentions, with the Seven of Wands and the Eight of Pentacles, what I'm feeling for the Seven of Wands, this is a promise from your person to you that they're going to fight for you and fight for this connection no matter what. With the Eight of Pentacles as well, their intention is to keep building and to keep working on this connection, giving it the energy, the time, the money, the resources, giving of themselves to you. That's what the promise is. Like, this is all just various stages of it. Because it's a lot easier. And I love the fact that the Eight of Pentacles came out in the long-term position because I feel like it's very easy to offer, an elaborate and very appetizing and delicious, promise and saying like, oh, this is the life I want to build with you. Like, let's get married. Let's have 3 houses. Let's have 4 cars and 7 kids. And, let's, let's plan our lives together. Let's merge bank accounts. But then there's another sort of element, which I think is really romantic, which is in the doing. And this is really what this person is saying is like, this is the promise. And in the long term, I'm going to give it to you. Which that was very unintentionally sexual. So again, if you don't want any of this fertile energy, I'd be very, very careful right now. Just saying. But they're really going to do everything within their power, making sure if that means that they need to look at, jobs, and securing their finances, they're going to do that because they're making this commitment and this promise to you to take this seriously and to move it to the next steps. Guys, I really love that for you. What? Yay. I really hope you're happy with this message. Um, and I really hope this is something that you want to hear, but it feels like from the energy check-in, this is, you know, just like the vibe on both of your parts. So I am pulling some messages from your person, from them to you, to end this reading. This is the part of the reading where my nails start to abandon ship. So messages from pile two's person. Any final messages? Okay. So starting us off, we have I'm so grateful you're in my life. Aww. I'm going away to work on myself, but I will be back for you. Meeting you is the best thing to ever happen to me. I like you. Aw. These are so cute. So again, I feel like I'm going away to work on myself, but I will be back for you. That doesn't really talk about, I don't really feel like there's going to be a separation. So if that's something you're worried about, I would just want to ease your mind that that's not what the energy feels like. It's just saying that there might be periods of lulls where they're really working towards things. So it might be, you know, that they're taking up a second job or learning a new skill. So their time will be a little bit more limited than you're used to as it exists right now. But it's just to say, like, don't worry. Um, they really want to make sure that you know that they still respect and value you and the connection. They're not disappearing on you. They're doing the best with what they have, and they're going to offer you the fullest extent of what's available to them, even if that means that they have to sort of limit their time now to be able to do that. You guys. So that is all the messages that I have for you, my pal number twos. Thank you so much for letting me read for you. What a beautiful reading. What a beautiful energy. I wish you all the best in your love story. Please comment, let me know how this resonates. And if you guys get married, please invite me to the wedding. But I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, whenever you're watching this. And let's see you next time. Bye. Hi, Paul number ones. Welcome to your reading. So, in today's reading, we are going over your person's next actions towards you in the short, medium, and long term. So, if you missed the intro, this is sort of what we're going to be covering. You have picked this gorgeous sunstone. Before I forget, I lost this is my second time filming your intro because I lost my my thumbs to the tarot card shuffling, which is why yours are already set out. But we're just gonna go with it. Um, so we're gonna start off with an energy check-in. So this sort of represents the general vibe of your connection. This is your connecting energy. This is person A. This is person B. We're gonna look into how these two people feel about the connection. So, as with any standard energy check in, if you resonate with one or both sides, great. That means that there's probably a message in here for you. And if it sounds like this is generally along the lines of something that you want to hear messages about or a connection that you want to hear messages about, then we're in a great space. If you cannot see yourself in either person A or person B or both, then this probably isn't your reading. And I would advise you to go back to the intro and pick another pile. Or if none of them are resonating with you, then maybe today's just not your reading, my bug. And so that just covers the general energy check in. Again, it's normal to see yourself in person A and person B. That just sort of indicates mirroring, which is typical. This is likely going to be for a romantic partnership. I will do my best, but sort of this intention is for romantic partnerships. So sometimes it's a little bit more tricky if that's not your vibe. But if you still want to stay and watch the messages, then thank you so much for joining us. And then after we do the energy check in, we're going to look at the tarot to go over the short, medium, and long term actions. I'm leaving that up for you to decide which timeframes you want them to apply to. what I have sort of set out as just an example in case you're confused, you don't really know what. For me personally, I would say short term is anywhere between 0 to 3 months, medium term is between 4 to 9, and long term is 9 months plus. But again, I want you to set the intention yourself, like figure out the time periods that you want to hear about, because this is your reading. I will give another flag right before I start shuffling for their next actions. So to remind you to pick, because while I'm shuffling, I want you to set that intention. Um, yeah, without further ado, let's get into it. Oh, I won't be taking reversals. That was a vibe that I got very strongly when I was shuffling the energy check-in. So just want to set that out for this pile. I'm not taking any reversals. So we've got passion for your overall energy. Allow your heart to and soul to sing with joy. For person A, we have I don't know why I flipped it an 8. It's an 8. For person A, we have the 8 of Pentacles. For person B, we have the Page of Wands. And for your connecting energy, we have the Hierophant. Ooh, okay. So I'm just, do you know when you just do something so silly? It's like, why am I flipping over an 8? It's gonna look the same either way. But anyway, so starting off with person 8, person A, wow, the 8 of Pentacles. So very much feeling that this person feels that they have put in a lot of work and a lot of effort into this connection. And it's one that they've sort of put their energy into with intent and care. Um, it's this hopefulness in terms of being very practical and being very much like, I see a future with this person. I'm optimistic about it. So I'm going to put in the steps and do the work so that that future can and will materialize. So this person is very practically minded about themselves as well as the connection. In person B, we have the Page of Wands, which is feeling like a little bit of a spicy energy. This person is very, very attracted to person A. I think that's mutual, but it's coming through very strongly for the Page of Wands. And they're very, again, like hopeful about what the future looks like for this connection. They want to make sure that they can light the match and keep the flame burning. Look at how that little flame's jumping. um, that's their that's very much how they're looking at this connection, is how do I keep this fire burning? I feel very strongly now. I want this person feels like a good fit. I want to make sure that I can keep these feelings alive. Hmm. Okay. For the connecting energy being the Hierophant, what I'm really feeling and seeing for you guys is this energy of a higher level of commitment, and feeling like that is the intent. That's the intent on both of your part, is to come into alignment with the highest versions of yourselves so that you can come into alignment with the highest version of this connection. Ooh. I like that. And with passion, again, feeling very spicy, very saucy, feeling like there's something that's been reignited, on an energetic level that might not has wow, might not have like made its way to the 3D as of yet, but very much like in the 5D, there's been this huge energetic shift that's been bubbling underneath the surface that's looking to come into fruition. So we'll see how that energy plays out, looking at the tarot cards. So now I'm going to pull your messages for the person's actions, like the next actions, the short, medium, and long term. So again, please keep the time periods you want messages for in mind. So for short term actions, again, we'll be taking reversals for this part. Medium term. So with medium, there's an explosion of cards. So it feels like there's going to be a very significant explosion of energy in the medium term and long term. I kind of want to pull. And then we had the Eight of Wands, which just fell out of my hands, but felt that I need to see that card as the underlying energy to sort of encapsulate. So it feels like in this next little while, things are going to be moving very, very quickly in your connection. And that your person's going to be making a lot of like aligned and like divinely orchestrated steps towards you. So, because I'm nosy, we're going to flip them all over at the same time. So, for the short term, we've got the World. Wow. From the for the medium term, we've got the Eight of Cups. And we've got the High Priestess and the Ten of Pentacles. Okay. I just want to clarify one thing. I want to clarify this medium term. Yeah, it's pretty much what I thought it was. So I love this energy for you, my pile number ones, with the World here. It really just seems like in the short term, this person is going to be offering you the world. I think you have been in this connection for a while or been hoping for this connection for a while. And what's happening with the World here is you're starting to see the fruition of what you've always hoped and knew that this connection could be. And your person is beginning to offer that to you. And so I would say whatever your next big hope and wish for the connection is what's going to be coming next. So whether that's you two, moving in together, or whether or not that's, meeting the family on either side or both, I feel like that's the next big offer. And what this World does is it opens up a portal, another gateway and another level to ascend within your connection. I think that's so beautiful. Um, And then for your medium term, we've got the Eight of Cups and the Three of Wands. So I'm hearing August 3rd to 8th as a significant time period. Why, I don't know, but yeah, I'm seeing August 3rd to 8th as like a significant time windows for you, um, potentially. So with the Eight of Cups, what I got really strongly is this: your person's going to be walking away from something to be able to walk towards this connection. And that's really what the Three of Wands here symbolizes. And if you think about like the imagery, what I'm seeing here is they're looking into the horizon about what you can build and what this connection is and what they hope it to be, and saying, okay, this is where I'm really going to commit and give my all. And there's something that your person might have been holding on to, whether consciously or unconsciously, and they're making the conscious decision to walk away from because they recognize that it's not doing your relationship any favor and it's not really in alignment with what they sort of offered you here. And in order to be able to commit to that promise, they're going to have to walk away from whatever it is. So this could be a job, it could be a situation, it could be um, maybe they are not surrounded by not the best people. It could be that they're becoming vegan, whatever it is for you. It's more so about aligning their external reality with their internal reality, and something that they felt and mulled over, but with the intention that they can show up as a person that you know that they can be and honor this commitment of this world here. Where things have started to play out in the short term. It's really about matching those words and with action and intent, and saying they may not have been somebody who has, consistently shown up for you in the way that you've wanted to. I'm not saying like if this is a very inconsistent person, I don't think I'm reading for them. But, there have been gaps as like with anyone, in terms of what you've hoped for and the way that they've shown up versus the reality. And this is sort of what you are now, what they're making sure that they are moving away from, so that they can be the person that you know them to be and show up more consistently for you and show up as a version of you, show up as a version of them. But maybe this applies to you as well, that can match this world energy. And it's again about matching up like your external with your internal, but also your higher self with your 3D self. Because with the higher font here and this energy of like your 5D cells, I really feel like your 5D cells are already in union and they're just like, clock's ticking, babes. Let's hurry it up. Let's hurry up the thing. Like we're out here being very blissful and we're together and like we've accomplished everything that we've hoped to and we're just waiting for you guys to catch up. That's really what the energy feels like. And in this medium term energy, it's going to be walking away from something that's prohibited this, um, and it could be that that process started in the short term and the medium term, particularly like, let's say it's a habit that this person's trying to give up. That's going to take some time. And in the medium term, they fully, let that go, whether that be relationships, whether that be a habit, whether that be a job or living situation. They've let it go so that they can show up for you and your connection more fully. And with their long term energy and like long-term actions, we've got the 10 of Pentacles with the High Priestess. So it's very much about offering you and offering and showing up in this connection as the highest version of themselves in this intuitive energy. I'm really stepping in to their divine feminine. I'm hearing that your person might be having some difficulties currently or some difficulties pastly in the past. um I always find when it's like 5D messages, like it becomes very hard to verbalize, but some paths in terms of stepping into the divine feminine energy. And with this, it's no longer going to be the case. Like they're very much stepping into their divine feminine, um, and bringing that like sort of harmonious alignment within their emotional state, um, and then with the Ten of Pentacles here, being able to financially and materially provide for your future. So what it feels like here is for some of you, I wouldn't be surprised if it's not like if it is a engagement or proposal, or actually like marrying you. It really feels like I have put my money where my mouth is with the world and my long-term intentions, like however far the short term and long term that you set out, is to be able to show up in this way and to offer it to you and to bring that into completion. Wow, that is so beautiful. Uh, I love this for you. Okay, so to close out your reading, we are going to get your messages from your person. Hmm. So This, okay. All right, one more message. Okay. All right. The deck was being very unwieldy. So we've got I want it all with you. Let's make something beautiful together. I'm sorry. I'm so grateful you're in my life. And I don't know how I feel. So with the I'm sorry and I don't know how I feel, I think your person's apologizing for any sort of mixed signals or confusion that they've given you in this connection. Um, and really about making sure that you know this had never had anything to do with you. It always had to do with them. They have always been sure about you and always been sure that they want to pursue a connection with you. It may not have materialized that clearly in the 3D. So that's what they really want to apologize for. And yeah, I want it all with you. Let's make something beautiful together. I'm so grateful you're in my life. Like your person very much is hopeful and hope that you are still hopeful about the future that you guys can have together and have with one another. And one that fell out is I want us to connect more. So I'd be expecting in the next little while that all of their actions will be around supporting this goal. So that's it for you, my pile number ones. Thank you so much for letting me do this reading for you. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. I hope to see you next time. Thank you so much. Bye.